He's been the subject of numerous GOP debates for governor and the target of heavy criticism from Republican lawmakers, the candidates themselves saying they would dismantle his department. Tonight, Kentucky's education commissioner is looking to get another job in another state.
Dr. Jason Glass is one of 4 finalists for the superintendent position at Baltimore County Schools. Isaiah Kim Martinez has been following the developing story all day. Isaiah, how long has Glass been vying for the job?
Well, Shay, Doug, that's still unclear, but we do know the application for the Baltimore job closed in mid-April. That's according to a spokesperson for Commissioner Jason Glass, who confirms he made the cut, and it very much appears he's looking to move on from the Kentucky Department of Education, whether he gets the new position or not. Glass chose not to interview today, but he did offer insight into his future, saying in a statement, quote, "Serving as commissioner in my home state of Kentucky has been an incredible professional honor." He adds, "At this point in my career, I am seeking a place where our family can put down roots and where I can have a long-term and meaningful impact on an educational system." Now, I talked to former JCPS board member Sam Corbett, who provides some perspective here.
The commissioner has had some disagreements with the leadership in the House and the Senate. So it wasn't a total shock that he reached this point where he agreed to have his name put in as a finalist for this position.
Glass has been heavily criticized, not just by Republicans in Frankfort, but also the GOP field for governor, most notably Kelly Craft, for his public opposition to legislation like Senate Bill 150, which is now law. Now, the KDE says Glass hasn't accepted the Baltimore job or any other job at this time. Regardless, though, we're told he will serve out his role as commissioner through September of next year. Now, coming up right here at 6, the most telling statement from the department as to why Glass chose to look elsewhere. Shay.
Isaiah, thank you very much. Let's take a closer look at that scrutiny from Republican candidates for governor. The commissioner was a constant topic during GOP debates.
There is evidence, and his poor relationship with the General Assembly right now is making things worse.
We need to get back to teaching the basics of reading, writing, arithmetic.
Painting with a broad brush puts a lot of people in a bubble they might not belong in, and it doesn't move the conversation forward.
While many of the Republican candidates have said they would want to replace Commissioner Glass, the governor does not handpick the position. Instead, the commissioner is picked by the Board of Education. Governor Randy Beshear made sweeping changes to the Board of Education when he was first elected, but state law now says the governor cannot reorganize the board that way.
And early voting for this year's primary election is now underway. Some of the races you can see on your ballot: Kentucky governor, of course, Kentucky auditor, Secretary of State, the Agriculture Commissioner, and the State Treasurer. Now, here's some of the locations open to you for early voting: Bowman Field, the Jeffersonian, the Kentucky Center for African American Heritage, the Sun Valley Community Center in southwest Jefferson County, Mary Queen of Peace, that's off Newburgh Road, the Triple Crown Pavilion, Broadbent Arena at the Kentucky Fairgrounds, also Old Foresters Parish Town Hall, and the Linden Elks Lodge 2052. Now, early voting is open today until 6 p.m. Don't forget, you've also got a chance to vote tomorrow. Saturday voting from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. And if you can't make early voting, the primary election day is May 16th. That's next Tuesday. The polls will be open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and we'll have your results right here on WHAS 11 News that night. Don't forget, if you go to vote, take a valid identification with you.
More news right here at 5 o'clock. Dr. Christina Box has decided to retire from her role as Indiana State Health Commissioner. The role will be filled by Dr. Lindsay Weaver, who is now the state's chief medical officer. In a statement, Dr. Box said this: "The past 5.5 years have been filled with challenges and opportunities unlike any that public health has ever encountered. And the public health workforce across the state has met those challenges with a heart and determination that have inspired me every day." Dr. Box's last day will be May 31st. Today, Southern Indiana officials are warning the public of a deadly substance hitting their streets. It is called xylazine.
So what exactly is this? Well, it's a non-opioid animal sedative or tranquilizer. It's not been approved for people to use or consume. WHAS 11's Alexis Jones is in Floyd County, Indiana, talking to health officials and harm reduction advocates about its dangers.
It's a new drug claiming lives in southern Indiana.
It's called xylazine, and it's actually a veterinary medicine.
Justin Clark County Health Officer Eric Yazel says the animal tranquilizer has killed 5 people so far. He says over the past 5 months, suppliers have been adding it to opioids.
To extend it out, make it go farther.
Dr. Yazel says Clark County isn't testing for xylazine until after someone dies. He says it usually doesn't show up in routine drug screenings, but from what he's seen, the effects are gruesome.
You'll see large skin wounds, really gory looking stuff that are visually impressive.
And just a few miles away, health officials here in Floyd County say xylazine has been detected over the past year. Recently, the health department took to Facebook to warn residents of its dangers. Tracy Skaggs, founder of harm reduction organization Project Recovery, says unlike fentanyl, Narcan doesn't work on the tranquilizer. She's urging people to call 911 if they're overdosing, but before it reaches that point, Skaggs says she will soon have xylazine testing strips spread across the area.
We want to make sure that is available. And this is someone's child. This is a mother, a father, a brother, and a sister.
In New Albany, Alexis Jones, WHAS11 on your side.
Now, Project Recovery says it plans to have xylazine test strips available at 7 locations in southern Indiana, including Christ Community Church, Sherwood Manor Apartments, and Discount Tobacco. For more information on those locations, you can check out our website, WHAS11.com.
Today, a memorial is growing for a 19-year-old killed outside of a food mart in the Shawnee neighborhood. Neil Nye was shot early Thursday morning right outside of B&S Food Mart. He later died on the way to the hospital, according to police. Now, friends and customers who interacted with him are coming to the store to remember him and offer support to his family. One customer told us Neil would always brighten up her day. She says his family owned the store, and after graduation, they were going to pass it down to Neil.
He was one of those people that I'm glad I was able to meet him. He's one of those people I'm glad that I was able to have the conversations I've had with him and the last words we told each other. When I walked out that door in the store, I said, I love you.
There is a planned balloon release to honor his life that's happening at the store tomorrow night at 7.
Today, a jury reaching a verdict in the triple murder trial of so-called doomsday mom Lori Vallow Daybell. Daybell charged with murdering her children and killing the wife of her new lover and now husband, Chad Daybell. She's also charged with conspiracy to commit those murders. Jurors finding Lori Vallow Daybell guilty on all counts. Here's ABC's Tim Pulliam covering the latest developments.
Just hours before Mother's Day weekend, a jury of 5 women and 7 men finding Lori Vallow Daybell guilty on all charges.
Answer, guilty.
The Idaho mom on trial accused of plotting to murder 2 of her youngest kids and conspiring to kill the former wife of her 5th husband, Chad Daybell.
Every way you looked at this case, it was jaw-dropping and shocking.
Daybell's defense not calling any witnesses. But in closing arguments, Lori's defense team tried poking holes in the prosecution's case, blaming Chad Daybell for the murders.
1 year after meeting Chad, 4 people are dead. Of the 15,000 texts that you have in evidence, show me one where Lori's part of that conspiracy.
Prosecutors said the so-called doomsday mom was caught up in a religious cult and was on a quest for money, power, and sex with Chad and was willing to get rid of anyone who got in the way of their love affair, including her own children.
When the whole world is out looking for your kids, dance and laugh on a beach in Hawaii. No. Was a good mom abandon her children in the ground and go marry a recent widower? No.
Vallow Daybell's children, 7-year-old JJ and 16-year-old Tylee, were last seen in September 2019. Their bodies eventually found in Chad's backyard.
Lori Daybell showed no emotion after the jury found her guilty on all 7 counts. She was taken to jail to await sentencing, which the judge says could take a few months. She faces up to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Chad Daybell's trial is set for next summer. Tim Pulliam, ABC News, Los Angeles.